Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Novi Rosiyani, and today in this video I want to explain about bilingualism and multilingualism. And what is bilingualism and multilingualism? Okay, let's start. Okay, bilingualism. Bilingualism in general is the use of two language or two language code. Officially, English has the meaning of using two of the daily social language in turn. There are a number of opinions regarding to use of two language, and according to Bloomfield, it is said that a bilingual person is someone who is able to use two languages. If someone can be proficient in two languages simultaneously, and then both in using their mother language or other language that's become a second language. However, many of these restrictions do not agree, because it is impossible for someone to be able to use two languages perfectly together. In an ordinary situation, the opportunity to use mother tongue is more open than the opportunity to use second language. Or conversely, a person will be able to use second language instead of a mother tongue. If someone lives in an environment independent of his mother tongue, and thus making him more capable of using second language than his mother tongue. Unlike the expression Robert Lado, the revealed that bilingualism is the ability to use language by someone as well or almost as well, which technically refers to the knowledge of two languages regardless of level. So it is not bound by the perfect word. Even though he is not perfect in using two languages, is not a problem. And according to Haugen, a bilingual person does not need to actively use both language. It is enough to understand them. Haugen also said that studying a second language does not automatically affect mother tongue. And then, in addition, someone who is studying a second language or a foreign language, his second language still will remain in the lower position of the native speaker of the language. And then, someone who is learning a second language is someone who is at early stage. Because in bilingualism, this stage is still a simple stage, and there is still a further stage of bilingualism. So, if the conclusion drawn from some of that statement, bilingualism is a third stage in the mastering mother tongue well, because the mother tongue that itself plus mastering a little second language, followed by mastering second language well. To master second language very well, like mastering mother tongue. If a bilingual has reached this stage, he is automatically able to use mother tongue and second language equally well whenever. And then mastering two language is the same as mastering two code system. According to Wainwright, if this is the case, then what is meant by bilingualism is someone who is able to master two language and the code system. And then the purpose of the code system is to master the dialect or a variety of a language. It's meant bilingualism is not lang but plural, namely various dialect and varieties. Now, if what is meant by language is a dialect, then almost all Indonesian citizens are bilingual, except for members of the community where member is small and is remote and within only one dialect of their own language. And then mastering mother tongue better than second language is a good thing. If someone is better at second language because he is in the second language learning stage, then he will say mother tongue in a language and dialect similar to second language. For example, a person who is studying a second language, namely English, and mother tongue is Indonesian, so he will say the word I to Shaya. It's like that. And in English, the letter S says it rather thickly. However, in general, second language is more often influenced by mother tongue because mother tongue is the native language. In addition to bilingualism in language, there is also the term multilingualism, namely the use of more than two languages by a speaker the interacting with others. And this understanding can also be included in the practice of using several dialects of the same language. This is according to what is spoken by Wenrich. And this multilingualism can occur in communities consisting of several ethnicities such as Indonesia, India, and for example recognizing 14 languages in its constitution. And the Philippines has 6 regional languages and Nigeria has 3 regional language and others. And then multilingualism, besides having a positive impact, namely the creation of a country that has a variety of language, it's also has a negative impact, namely that this first city is against nationalism. And then Paul tries to problem that arise with multilingualism by analyzing 133 countries based on the number of language and gross the domestic product or GDP as follow. First, a country can have a degree of language uniformity, but its remain can undeveloped or pure country. And then second, a country where the population of the same language more or less can be very rich or very poor. And then third, linguistically heterogeneous or diverse country that is always undeveloped or poor or half developed or half poor. And then for the last, a country that is very advanced or developing always has good language uniformity. Okay everyone, that's all about my material, and then I think enough, and thank you for watching this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.